Still need to make breakfast. Okay. What's up, Ruben? How are you? I'm just making some breakfast for myself, man. I forgot to eat food, dude. First thing in the morning, and I'm not fucking eating. Not good. Not good. You know, sometimes it's not. It's true. You know, like for real. If I can't remember how to eat breakfast, bro, and have a coffee and stuff like that, and just chill out first thing in the morning, I'm not gonna do well. So, the fact. It's very efficient here. This sell-off is looking very efficient, bro. And by efficient, I mean like they already filled all the gaps to the downside and they're selling it off. So they're aiming for the bigger picture here, like without a doubt. I want to see if I can get like a re-entry somewhere here. Like I got out of my position because I thought I could get a better entry around 95s. I hope they do that. If not, I might just tag shorts here on 30s. If they don't give it to me, I'm gonna probably tag shorts down here. I think 50s is coming though. So like I'm gonna keep my orders open for that. Like the buy limits, and then I'm just gonna try to take short on the way down. So I'll start with this is gonna be a re-entry here probably. Because they won't make it so easy in the morning, you know what I mean? That's why like I got out. I just got out because I think they're gonna come back and try to retrace this 100 mark here, the news candle. I think they're gonna squeeze it back up and then they're gonna push it back down. But it's gonna be retested maybe the most recent 1 minute fair value gap, which is right here. I want them to retest that before they sell it off. Okay. You know what? They just look like they're gonna dump it, so I'll start with one, and then I'll just let this one ride. And if I can re-enter with more, then this could be FOMO. This might be a FOMO trade for me, but go on. Just getting my charts ready. I might YOLO at the start, bruh. What the fuck? You like the sandwich? Look, we got another sandwich. This time it's a sell side sandwich. Like if it does break out, we're gonna run for sure. Like at least 200 points on the day. So if anything, hard stop at 10:45. I see. That's okay. You know, if you stop around 10:45, I might too. You know, because I'm feeling the duress. You know, yesterday like I blew up my take profit trader, bro, and the way I blew it up sucked, right? Because that one was eligible for payouts. Just sucked, man. This one right here is the one that blew me up. I took shorts right around here, and then I kind of jumped out too early, but I had my buy limit order right here at 49s and 50s, and then I jumped out too early, and that could have been a legible payout. Then I jumped in shorts right here, and then basically I jumped in shorts right at the breakout, and then I got caught. And then on the next one, I basically cut my position for 500 loss here, and then I jumped in with 3 minis right here, and then literally big swing and boom, like straight up just took me out. It's crazy. Shocker, really. Like honestly, I was shocked, man. I was like, what the fuck, man? I just spent like 8 hours trading, and I blew it up in like 1 second. Yeah, I know it sucks, bro, but what can I do? I don't see why I shouldn't add to my position, bro. For real. I might do that. Let's see how it reacts here first. Look at these. Look at this, Ruben. You got that nice. It's got a weird color for an egg, to be honest with you. But I got myself a cream cheese, sesame bagel, 3 eggs. I'm fucking maniacal, so I got the whole jug of yogurt, protein yogurt, 0% fat, 17 grams, man. There's not a lot left, so that's why I just have the whole thing here. But man, this shit was so obvious. Like this trade's very obvious. This one's really obvious, man. I should have held on to that trade. I got faked out. I was gonna re-enter. I was literally looking to get a better average, right? Because I had two right here. So I wanted to get a better average. But sometimes it's better just to hold on to your trade. Even if you're like even if you have a bad average, right? You just have to follow like your larger time frame thesis. My larger time frame thesis is based on this gap right here. So 19,980s is the close of the gap. But right at 19,951s, there's a what's it called? There's something there. Oh yeah, right. So it's 50 points on the day, right? So this right here is 50 points on the day. Like basically from the high to the low, that's 200 points, which is why like I'm taking that trade. I think that even if we hit 73s and close the gap here, we're going to continue lower to 19,951s, at least 200 points. We might even close this entire low, to be honest with you. We could also go to 19,900s here, just based on what I'm seeing. Like we could definitely have a 300-point day. We probably will have a 300-point day, in my opinion. So, yeah. Oh, so we got like Apex right now. Apex discount 90% off again. It looks like using code RIPS. RIPS. Yeah, I'm making my coffee still. $9:30 open. I need a fork though or some shit. Just kidding. I'm gonna use chopsticks. Chopsticks for the eggs, man. All right, yo, I'm gonna turn my camera off so that I don't look like a slob. Wait. Boom. There you go. I took a lot of trades overnight too, by the way. Lots of contracts. So. This might be the re-entry that I was looking for, bro. Not even joking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think 15 is enough, bro. Stop is gonna be like the news candle here. That's pretty wide stop for me, but VWAP is like the maximum, I think. Honestly, like if it comes back up above VWAP, then we're fucked, right? But yeah, I'd rather take shorts right now. So don't get faked out on that open. Like I said, man, such a good entry. It was a solid entry, bro. was probably like one of my favorite trades to take there. I got one last micro here. I might potentially close out, but I'm gonna wait here. Last micro. That's okay, man. There's lots of trade plans. Honestly, like the way it's moving, it could be 300 points too. Look how strong that move was. That was a really strong move in the morning, man. Super strong. That was a really strong sell move, bro. Is it opening candle? That's a short re-entry right there. I want 200 points on the day at least here, guys. Okay. Crack the low. It cracked the low. Okay. There it is, man. I'm out. Almost 100 points, bro. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Holy fuck. What the fuck, guys? Oh shit, bro. Literally 100 points, man. It might just continue though, but maybe a bounce here. This is where a perk might come. I don't know, but like it's kind of just dumping at this point, bro. Nice, man. This was so obvious. You know how this trend. I'll show you why. Like this was I'll show you why like this was good setup, bro. Yesterday's really big sell-off. Prime area of resistance right here in this area, right? This box don't really kind of ignore this box. This box doesn't really matter, but just look at how that swept, right? We got a big raise, big dump, big raise with another big dump. No proper support formed, right? What you want to see when you're trading is consolidation, not sweeps like this. I think consolidations have a higher attrition, right? So the longer it tends to stay in this range, the better it is, the longer it stays in the range. As long as there's a consolidation in the range, right? That's where a proper support is formed. Not this bullshit, right? Second of all, there was a couple levels, right? I'll show you on the other one, to be honest with you. That was an A+ setup. Right here, 45-minute, we have a gap, we have another gap, we have a third gap. Almost 3 levels of confluence, and it happens to be right at a resistance. On the 15-minute chart, same idea. We have a gap right here and a gap right here. And then on the 5-minute, we have 3 levels of resistance. And we have also a obvious 3-session resistance here at 2141s, right? You can also see that London swept the Asian lows. So I'd assume that, sellers were definitely more interested in getting out of their positions for a potential dump. And then on the larger time frame, we had a bigger gap right here, like an actual gap, like a real gap. And now this gap is closed, right? Our next level of formula is potentially today at 19,814s. It could happen today, to be honest with you. And I might actually look for a re-entry somewhere here if I can, and then try to sweep it for all-time lows, because this would be a 300-point move, and it kind of feels like to me that it could happen because yesterday was a 500-point move, almost 600-point move yesterday, right? So definitely something to keep in mind. And then so one was 45-minute gaps were showing there's a lot of confluence. Number two, the 15 and the 5-minute also showed a few gaps as well, which is overlapping each other. That's the confluence itself. And then we have 3 sessions where we had a proper resistance at 20,140s. So this was like a prime area. And then the other one is that we have a gap right here. Plus, the market has only moved in a range of 144 points. But typically, the average range is 200 points on the day, right? So if we did break out, or there was a certain breakout at any kind of level here, if it broke out the lows here or broke out the highs, it would have guaranteed you at least 50 points on the move down or up, right? At least 50 points. Right here, this was 144, so you're guaranteed at least 66 points on the direction that it breaks out. And that's just something that happens very often, bro. Like, very often. All you have to do is look at every single day for the past 3 months. If you check every single day, like every single trading day, and check how big the range was, right? How big the range is on the day is, it's always above 200 points. It's never below 200 points. And if there is, it's only about 2 or 3 days out of every 3 months. So there's a out of 20 days out of like what? So we got 60 days. Out of 60 days, only 3 days turn out to be under 150 points. Only 3 days out of 60 days, man. That's so it's a 95% chance we'll break outside and go into a 200 point range, which is why I never guess the markets, right? Like, this is not guessing. This is actually a built thesis that I have for myself based on how the market moves. And if we're in a tight range like that, I'm obviously going to expect a breakout, right? But that's a secret sauce formula, and a lot of people aren't very aware of that, bro. A lot of people aren't aware of that, right? That's just something that I recognize because I did the back testing and I looked back and I actually studied per candle to see how they move. Yeah. You get it though, right? It's a lot of information. You can always sift back on the explanation because I felt like I was very concise with that explanation this time. So if you ever feel like you need to look back at it, just go for it. Yeah. Yeah, it's simple, bro. That one's a very general thesis. It's very simple. That one's a very, very simple one. Yeah, some videos are good for rewatching, some are not, but I think I'll actually look back at it later and just like relabel them too. Because I gotta really work on relabeling my videos, man. What's up?
I'm driving, as usual. I just saw your text. I thought I would call you. I haven't even looked at the market yet this morning. What the fuck's going on?
I caught the fucking biggest trade of my career, bro.
Yeah? How much?
It's not that much, but I'm saying like how many points was the thing that matters for
Okay.
me. I caught
Okay.
80 points, bro. 80 fuck.
80 points?
Yeah, dude. Twice.
Damn, nice.
With three micros, twice, bro. Like yeah, dude. I fucking like I like literally called it out on my Discord, and then like I called it out on my friend's Discord too. And it's
That's
like
sick.
I just followed like one of the gap theories, bro, and it literally filled for the whole move. Like I just let
That's
it
sick,
run.
man.
Yeah, bro. Like
So wait, is the market rallying or tanking today?
it's tanking today.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I've been like yo, I've been on like a really um, I've been on like a bit like a hot streak with holding trades, man. Like I'm holding my
Nice.
trades for like almost an hour, 40 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes.
That's sick, man. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Only after
Oh,
switching to micros though, for real.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say. It definitely makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, no, it does. If you're capable of holding it, 100%, man.
In the middle of an intersection.
I don't know what happened, bro, but yesterday I they had like a another ICT concept that literally played out yesterday, and it was like the full like it was a fucking 500 point move, right? I was only
What
expecting
were you?
168 points, but still, like it was crazy.
Yeah, yesterday was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it really was. You know what's funny, right? I had a Take Profit Pro account. I got up to 1572 on the 25K account,
Okay.
so I was applicable for payouts, right? Like daily payouts,
Okay.
and then I blew up in 1 second.
Bro,
In one
why?
second, 1 second, bro. Isn't that crazy? 1 second.
It's literally 1 second.
Literally 1 second, yeah. It was mind blowing. I was like, what? Yeah, I just hopped in. I was waiting for like a flush, and I just got wrecked, and that was it. End of game. So, yo, lesson learned, bro. Like, it's just like I just can't fucking do minis, bro. Don't trade minis, bro. That account I didn't pay for it. Luckily, I didn't pay for it.
The thing is, you have like very conflicting things because you're like, I'm trying to hold my trades longer, so holding minis is not going to be a good thing to do when that's your goal, right? You know what I mean? You can't both want to trade bigger and hold your trades for longer without more size. So you got to pick what's more important. I think it sounds like holding the trades longer is like working well for you. So definitely something you should take advantage of.
Yeah, bro.
Funny enough, I'm like doing the opposite. I'm like, I want to scalp more.
Scalping was great, but then I realized that like I'm just not like it's just not working for me.
That's fair.
You know?
It's very tough psychologically.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking with me constantly, for real. And it's just like every time I do it, it's like it never ends well, right? For real, like
Well,
it just.
that's the beauty of prop firms is you can at least hold it together for a while. You can make your money back,
Oh yeah,
which is really the only thing that matters, right?
yeah, without a doubt, bro.
But what I was thinking about, like long term, was, do you believe that the market over our lifetimes is going to be higher when we die than when we're born?
The
Because the
market's gonna
answer is
be
yes.
probably lower.
Shut up.
Market's gonna dump in the next like 100 years, bro. It's gonna be non-existent. It's not gonna be a real thing anymore. That's how I believe it. Honestly, like it's gonna be some weird shit like war or something like that that completely ruins the economy, and it just like it becomes like an
Brother,
unstable
do you remember
source.
the Great Depression?
Yeah,
That didn't even ruin the stock market.
that's true. But that was like 5 years
That
ago.
was that was when the stock market was literally a market that you had to go to.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't think it's going anywhere. Uh,
Are you getting
and
groceries again?
oh, no, I'm going to work. I'm going to my listing.
Oh.
Um, I'm actually going to be in the East End.
Oh, okay. Yo, reach out. I live
I don't have time. I finish
yeah,
at
yeah.
noon, and then I have to go back to the West End to my office. It's actually fucking man. The amount of driving that I've been doing,
Yeah.
the amount of money I'm spending on gas. Like this could be combines, brother.
Combines for gas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair. Like that's me too. I'm waiting for my tax money. That's all I'm waiting for.
Same.
Yo, my tax return was massive, bro. It was like 5.8K, dude.
You're getting back? That's sick.
Yeah. From all those losses that I took on from my company, right?
You let me finish. Okay. If you're long the market, right?
Yeah.
So you have a big personal portfolio that's where you're constantly buying like discounted stocks and whatever.
Mhm.
Short-term trades are all to the short side to hedge your long-term portfolio.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
Like you're holding perma long positions, and when the market gets sketchy, you take shorts to offset
Mhm.
whatever losses, your unrealized losses in your personal.
Mm.
That's kind of what I'm looking at doing. Slash just helping. You know,
Yeah, I do know.
you use a prop to take the short side, and then I don't know. I feel like that would work well for me because it allows you to both be like in and out and trading short term and satisfy that itch,
Mhm.
but also benefiting from like long term trades over
No, that's fair. By the way, Apex has a discount again.
80%?
90%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm thinking of grabbing
Oh,
some more. Instead of like the 250Ks, I'm gonna do
oh,
probably.
it's still alive, or did you burn it?
Oh, it's still alive. Yeah. I took it on my. I took these ones on my combines. Yeah. Or my evaluations really.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you saw that same 250 gone.
Holy moly! It's got stopped out.
Oh, we're ripping a bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a fucking weird one, man. But yeah, I'm gonna focus, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Easy.
Yeah.
Congrats again on the big trade. Well
Thanks,
done.
man. Later. Well, there goes my entire fucking profits in one fucking swing. What is that? The hell? All of that work, man, just blown up in one trade. That's crazy to me, man. The fuck? Alright, dude. What do market makers want to do today? And we have a big sweep like that over open, and that kind of meant like, yeah. Honestly, like if it's like doing stuff like that, I don't think I want to fight that, you know? Don't fight a trend like that, bro. Trust me. Don't fight a trend like that. That is some crazy momentum there, guys. That's an opposite day 50-point swing up like that? No way, man. I'm not going to play against that. They filled the gap there, and then they immediately bounced. So I think we're going to sweep above the range now, bro. I think we're actually going to come back up. That's good, man. I didn't make a lot either. I'm like down money now. I don't want to short the rally though because we have like those mega moves here on the left hand side. So I think we're coming back up to over the gap here at 20,100s. And then we might sweep my stop losses, to be honest with you, at 20,140s. So there's a level right here at 20,140s that they're going to run for. Because the way that moved looks like to me that they want to run it above the news candle. I think we're going to go above here, guys. 10 a.m. news candle, probably a squeeze here. That was a crazy swap. Like, look at that V shape. VIX is also bearish, so that's a good thing. I want to see VIX being bearish, definitely, for sure. So if VIX is bearish, that's a good thing, too. I want to see VIX being bearish. $20,100s. All good, man. Honestly, like, I'm still learning, too. It's not just you, man. I actually am just learning, really. Like, I'm not a professional or anything like that, so I'm just, like, providing whatever insight that I see with the markets at the moment. And if I have an opportunity to share more, I will, but this is like mentally, this is all I can really try to give you, you know? I made a lot of mistakes, man, trading, and I'm just here to share like my overall. A lot of people out there have more success stories than they do have in mistakes. But in order to really succeed, you really got to know your mistakes sometimes too. Like I've seen like really good traders that had no mistakes, just like have the biggest wipeout in history, man. It's crazy. Like there was this guy that like turned like $1,000 into $18 million in a year and a half, and then literally in that same year and a half, he fucking wiped out like half of his portfolio. It's crazy, man. How do you go from 18 million to like $5 million in like less than a year? You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. So it's just a matter of like learning from your mistakes at the end of it, because when you make a lot of money, the goal is at the end of it is understanding what your value is, what the value is for this is definitely a fucking inverse trade, bro. Like, you know what this is? This is an inverse, bro. It's inverse breakout. You get this one's kind of more like my style, though. This is just me, right? Like I know this type of trend. We're gonna pull back a couple times here, probably into the 40s, but yo, 18 million. You won't be seeing me for. I will be on my beach with a fishing pole in my hand. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Me as well, man. I do a little bit of fishing, not as much though, but I used to do it. 2020s. This was into the open. I'll call it liquidity, right? They do. My fiance's dad usually does a lot of fishing. He goes for like Chinook, and there's a lot of Chinook in Canada. He doesn't really like bass that much. Crazy. I just want to go to Canadian mountains, but it looks like we might not be able to go anywhere. Why? You don't have like why? You know it's also funny, bro. Like I want to do more fishing so that I don't have to pay money for fish, but I suck at it. I got traumatized when I was a kid. I literally like picked up a fish. It sliced my hand with like the scale, and I was like, okay, I'm not touching fish ever again. I just never touched it ever again, bro. It's crazy. I didn't know how to hold a fish, man. For the peace and silence, yeah. It is, you're right. Yeah. You just sit there in front of like a sunset or some shit. Because you're going in the morning, right? To so that they're feeding and then later in the afternoon or something like that, right? I've caught a pike. like a small pike like this. And then and you know what my dad loves, bro? Like he loves fucking crappies. You know crappies? Vietnamese people love crappies, man. And perch. Like deep fried perch and deep fried crappies, man. You never heard of crappies? Bro, they're crappies. Crappies. Sunfishes. Yeah. It's like a yeah, crappies. Let's see. Um this short was definitely crazy to me, yo. Like, wow. Honestly, like I didn't expect that. That pump like spooked me, you know? But yeah, don't this one right here is not a fade. I wouldn't fade this. I think 105 might retest here. Yeah, crappies are like they have a lot of bones, but it's like when you deep fry them, the bones are edible. You can eat the bones. This is a 50-point trade, bro. I lost 50 points on this. That's crazy. Double the size too. This is why you have to be more consistent with the sizing and stuff because you can get caught in mega blasts like that, which is crazy to me. But I've never been caught like that before. Like that's definitely like a 50-point pump there. Like I've never got caught like that. That wasn't even news, right? Just letting the script play. Nice. It looks still bullish, so I'm gonna stick with this. Nice stop loss right there. All right, hit my stop, so that's funny to see. On the book map, it also shows levels at 20,150s, but the way that it's breaking out, I think we're gonna come back down here. So I'll try that for now and see if I can come back here for a retest on this order block. Went from a bullish engulfing to a bearish flag. And I want to see it pull back here at least to open then. Right? On your sim though. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. This short that I'm taking is actually pretty good too. So I'm taking this short at 10:07. Taking a short. We swept into there's inefficiency. Like this is all efficient by the way. So this is inefficiency to the downside by like very inefficient to the downside. Because like all these large gaps here need to be filled, right? And there wasn't any a level of double bottoms or retests on these points of structure. So that leads me to believe that we're going to continue selling here. We might swell all the way back down just based on it. So I'm going to stick with this trade alone and see if I can hold on to it. I'll take a couple off here. take one more off here. And maybe this one too, actually. This is inefficient. So like when you see big swings like this without filling, like without playing in the middle, most of the time they'll get retraced just like this, right? This is why I took the shorts originally, because I know it's going to get retraced. All the news is out now, like from 10 a.m. And we've chosen our direction. Our direction should have been down here. So like honestly, it's kind of hard today. This might be a hard day as well. How much are you off anyways, Ruben, before you pass your account? $20. There's actually none. Only on the short side do I see options for gaps and stuff. Your evaluation. Are you using like a prop account or are you using an evaluation? Like an evaluation or like an actual account? Eval. That's perfectly fine, man. It would actually be nice for it to come back up to this price too. Okay, I'm done with how many trades I've taken already. Taken a lot. $19,980s looks pretty good too. What's that weird gap right here? What the hell is that? What is that? Interesting how they filled that gap and immediately like this is 200 points on the day. Do you think we break outside of it? We could. I have one Apex, 3 take profit traders. I only trade on the Apex for now since I blew up the 2 Apex already. Oh. Yeah, these are expensive, bro. Like honestly, like buying a bunch of these accounts and everything, like it can be really expensive. Like you can rinse through money really fast trading these types of prop firms and stuff. Like, look at me. I've spent through a lot, man. And I think a lot of the people that do affiliate marketing in prop firm industries aren't really like profitable. They're only profitable because they're given so many chances, you know? It's a chance game at the end of it as well. This looked like a perfect retest there, honestly. This was a order block retest. This is a re-entry here, and people that got in here with the stop loss at 20,000s are now in a trade where they're up 50 points almost. From 30s to 80, that's 50 points. Affiliate accounts, yeah. But I don't blame them, you know, it's part of the game where you like use affiliate commission and everything to fuel your trading in a way. It is part of the game. But I don't want that like entirely. I want to be more relaxed, you know. I want to make 18 million. Yeah, dude. Me too. What kind of trade did it take? Long or short? It bought the top, bro. What the fuck? It bought the top, dude. Oh god. That's funny. It bought the top. I think it might work out, man. It's over top, right? Like look. It's right here. Like it already broke back inside the range. I think we're kind of like looking at longs here, man. To be honest with you. I think it's going higher too. I'll play off of this here, the 1 minute trend line, and then I'll look for the breakout on the 1 minute, yeah. Look at a double top here. Double top. OB. Close below. Right? This created a slight inverse fair value gap here. Right? I'm looking at VIX too, bro, and VIX kind of looks good to me. Like, if you look at VIX, the reason why the market sold off is this. First day green, second day into the resistance, and that's why VIX is going up, right? But VIX is now rejecting this high. So it tells me that we could potentially pull back even harder and then come crashing down again today. It could happen today, it could happen tomorrow based on this candle. That's what I'm following right now. I'm just like looking at it. Right now it's rejecting the resistance. So I'm kind of like in a good, like I think it's in a good place for it to fall. It might not be now though, but when it starts crashing down, it will. Probably. 10:30? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. 10:30 reversal period. I think we might fall under here, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think I might try, but we'll see what happens first. We are back inside this resistance here too, and it's kind of falling and it's closing underneath. It looks bullish though. Usually I would take long in trends like this, to be honest with you. Broke the gap again. Buyers do look strong. I won't lie. This looks like a buying trend. I could see the buyers more than sellers here. We had way more sellers here. All of a sudden they stopped. It's definitely consolidation here. Like right here. Like a resistance, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we've retested that high. We just can't break it. It's the third time. I'm gonna take a short here, honestly. I like the ideas of shorts playing out. I like that rejection too. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Back to the lows. Back to the lows. Back to hell, bro. Maybe I can get a re-entry. Back to hell, boys. Look at that triple top on the 15-minute. And this 15-minute on 10 a.m. closed below the gap again on the 15-minute. So I think we cycle lower here, potentially. I would love to see it back down here, honestly. Around 987s. I'm going to risk 1 micro when it drops here. And let it fall. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistance levels. Crack under the consolidation here. Maybe my stop loss should be at 2080s. But I think this trade might work out. VIX is looking bearish too, right? VIX is looking bearish. Number 2, we rejected the 15-minute fair value gap 3 times, right? Number 3, we have 5 retests of the high here, and it's rejecting, obviously. And then number 4, we're engulfing the close here. And we have 7 more minutes for this to close. I think we engulf it and we come back to the lows potentially today. I'm just waiting on it. Like, just being patient here, guys. Let the play, breathe. And also, last one here, we broke the trend line. That's another one. So there's a lot of confluence on this trade for it to work out. So I'm expecting it to work out. This right here would be the retest of the open, but if we break under the open, I think we come down again. So I'm watching the open as well on this price. All right, we're underneath the VWAP now. We're gradually climbing down. Sounds like to me that we're about to flush. There's a fair value gap right here. It's coming to retest it. If it breaks over that though, I'm out. So right here should be a safe level. 20,080s. Should not sweep that. If it does, then I'm lucky that I got out early. Right. 1 minute FVG retesting. Should not crack below this, actually. Crack above that. Let's see. Alright, we closed inside. That could be the rejection here. Just waiting on it. Okay, nice rejection. Come on, VIX. Sell off. And we're bouncing above it. I don't like. I do not like that. I want to see it reject here. Yeah. Not nice at all. And now we're coming back up. Okay. What does that tell us? We're probably going to rinse the highs here. Holding 13 moving average. Curling above the range. 3 minutes for close. Still bearish. That looks bearish. What the hell is this? Okay, we're kind of just going here. Running it up here. Higher low. Okay, let's get rid of some stuff here now. Okay, liquidity is showing that there's a level at 20,000 still. We do have some options at 20,100. Maybe we rinse it and then we come back down. I think they'll look to sweep it first, maybe. I don't know. Trap some buyers and then continue it lower because it looks like sellers are having a little bit of looks like buyers have a little bit more momentum at the moment. 15-minute, we're bouncing off the 13 moving average. We're bouncing off the VWAP here, and on the 5-minute, we're riding the 13 moving average. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Taking longs, feeling pretty solid right now. Yeah, that should have been play through. I'm gonna wait. VIX is selling off, so that means it's bullish, right? Yeah, VIX is selling off. Oh, I'm stupid, man. I said VIX was selling off, so that means that VIX, if VIX is bouncing, then the market is selling. But if VIX is selling off, the market is the NASDAQ is going higher. That's how it works. My bad. Sorry, guys. That's my mistake. I forgot that. Sorry. This is how it works. Yeah. It's just I made a mistake. I actually made a mistake. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made a mistake, Ruben. That's why. I'll explain why in a second here. This is gonna tap here. Okay. I actually fucked it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sorry, that was my bad. When VIX is selling off, the market is going up. When VIX is when VIX is bullish, the market is going down. So I kept on saying, oh, the VIX is about to dump off. The VIX is about to dump off. But that means the market is going to be bullish. But I said the wrong thing. I kept on thinking that, the market is supposed to dump, but it's the other way around. Sorry, that was my mistake. I fucking forgot. I don't know what went through my brain there as I was saying it. Like I'll look back at my video right now and I'll fucking say it. Like I'm pretty sure I said it like 3 times. The hell? What's wrong with me, man? Wait. If it breaks over that though, I'm the open to probably. Yeah. That's right here, I think, looking at it. Come crashing down again. Today. It could happen today, it could happen tomorrow. Second day into the resistance, and that's why VIX is going up, right? But VIX is now rejecting this high. So it tells me that we could potentially pull back even harder and then come crashing down again. Today. It could happen today, it could happen tomorrow. See, that's where I said the wrong thing, right? When VIX is pulling back and it's selling off, the market is going higher. So that's what I made a mistake on. My bad. Yeah. So just to reconfirm that, when VIX is selling off and there's a clear resistance, the market will pump, right? When there's a clear bullish level, it will bounce and the market will sell off, and that's how it works, right? So if you look at each of these days, for example, the 18th, the 20th, and then you look at the 26th, you'll see that each of these days the market sold off based on that. I love VIX, man. VIX is like by far like the best thing you can use because it has a very clean, it's very clean, If you find your proper levels on your VIX, you'll find the proper levels on your market. Yeah. It's called that's called sympathy. It's called sympathy. It's called the sympathy play, right? Or I guess you could say inverse. It's an inverse. It's the inverse of the market. And yeah, sometimes you'll find stocks and everything. If it's your first time trading stocks, you'll find a lot of stocks that play according to each other. So, for example, like biotech, if you have some biotech company that is about, let's say, for example, irritable bowel syndrome, and they create some sort of approval, FDA approval, then that will fuel the market for that stock. And then sometimes it'll actually fuel it for 3 other stocks as well because people are waiting for the same FDA approval. Or let's say, for example, if a company is creating a satellite and there's they just made a satellite that allows people to connect with their phones without having to be connected to the network. Same idea applies to that. But yeah, Ruben, enjoy your day, man. I know you're dipping out. Oh yeah, and then the companies will like some companies that are doing the same thing will follow along with it. But yeah, I know Ruben, you're leaving, so enjoy the rest of your day, man. Honestly, and just take it easy. Don't no need to chase any trades, nothing like that. Yeah, just take it easy, man. Yeah, I'll touch base with you too. I'm not gonna be trading anytime soon today, probably because I'm up $1,000. So I was like, I'm kind of pretty happy with like my 5 accounts today, right? I mean, like I could try to push it more and get closer and closer, but I'm really taking my time with it, and I'm not trying to be like. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Give me those watch time hours. I might end the stream early to be honest with you, because it looks like everyone is pretty busy today. That's why no one's showing up. Yeah, and I might be busy today too. Looks like I just broke over here. All right, don't underestimate the bull pump. That's for sure. Today's the day to make money. Market might come all the way back up to the highs here. Look at the bars, man. They're all green bars. Green, 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 green. No sellers. tickle me. Yeah, you sound gross. Babe, I'm gonna buy 5 more, by the way. The 250K accounts. It's on a discount right now, that's why. Huh? Yeah, it did. Now, do you think I should buy like a smaller account size, or do you think I should just stick with like the 250K? I think 250K might be alright. Or even the 150K. Maybe I'll do the 150K this time. Because if I do the 250K, it'll save me money, but it's like, what? Whatever's better. Well, it's 2970 for the 150K, and if I do the other one, it's gonna cost me. I just want to keep my costs low. That's all that really matters. And if I do the 250K, it costs 1670. Like, obviously, like they want me to fucking go for like the bigger account because it's like you're kind of like it's gonna take much longer to build that in a shorter span of time, but I'm pretty confident that like I've been really patient lately, so I might do that instead. Just stick with like bigger account sizes and then using like 5 micros or 1 micro. If I have 10 accounts, maybe like you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna trade all like I'm gonna use for most of my trades I'm gonna use 1 micro. That's it. Like if I have 10 accounts, I'll just use 1 micro for huh? Yeah, but really like 1 micro is like I might just use 1 micro with 10 accounts and just stick with that and grow it. Make maybe like $100 a day, or even $20 or $40 or $50 a day. $50 is apparently like the minimum that you need to take a payout, anyways. If I do $50 a day for 100 days, it's $5,000, right? And obviously, it's not going to be just $50. Obviously, you know. But if I do that over a spread of 100 days, which is about 5 months, and give or take, I might make more than $50, then I'll end up getting a payout of $30,000. Like $50,000 in 5 months, which is pretty fucking solid if you think about it, right? It is solid, and maybe I'll just stick with that kind of concept. That's the morning, Kutan. How are you, man? I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. How have you been? Trading's not bad, man. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting way better at it. So it's like I'm building myself at the end of it. I really want things to go well, and you know, I'm trying my best. So, what about you? How's your XFA, man? How's everything going with that and stuff? No, I haven't gotten a payout yet, but I will. I inevitably I will get a payout this year. I know for a fact, and I'm not gonna doubt myself with that. Luckily, I have a new strategy, a very good strategy for myself, so that I don't screw up as much. And this strategy is gonna help me. It's gonna help me grow my account. I haven't gotten a payout for a while, to be honest with you. Yo, it's actually fine, bro. I'm shocked. No, I'm more shocked that you still have it. I'll be honest with you. Like a lot of the times, most people will blow up their first account, and that's the funny thing, right? Like most people will blow up their first account. Some people will get lucky and they'll get a payout in their first account, but it's like the fact that it took you this long though, very good, bro. Trust me. You're well on your way, man. If you can sustain yourself long enough like this and not give in to blowing up your account, you're on your way, bro. You'll get it, man. You'll win the prop firm industry, trust me. My new strategy is it's actually about holding trade setups much better. Only 350 left. Is that your like ML, like that's your drawdown? Like you're under, like you're under 1,750? Yeah, yeah, holding and trusting my setup. I had a really great setup today, man. Solid, like A plus plus, you know. I held through the whole thing basically. I had one right here where I took a short, took another short here, made a couple 40 bucks, whatever. This one right here, 4 micros. I took a short, held it for about like 45 minutes. Then I took another short right here, 1 micro. That one was $108. And then this one right here was the banger for me. Like I held this trade for 75 points from up here down here. 80 points, bro. I held it right to the bottom. This right here, I jumped in shorts on the. I was expecting the market to go lower. I jumped in shorts around the open, and obviously that trade didn't work out, so I got stopped out for a loss. Then I jumped in some longs here, 6 micros. Same idea, 6 micros here. Only 6 micros, you know. Like I'm not going above that. Like, but my goal now is to size down even harder. So I'm at like 5K right now. 5K on the evaluation, and I hope to continue to make like at least like this is gonna take me a while to pass this account. I won't lie to you. This is gonna take me a while to pass, but my MFF my MFF blew up. I blew them up. Yeah, this is a 250K account, bro. I need the drawdown, and I need the time and the space, and I need to respect myself when I take trades, right? But I came to the conclusion, bro, that I can't trade with one mini anymore. I just can't. If I trade with one mini, I gotta have a lot of space, right? And mini is like literally my maximum on this account. I'll be honest with you. Like I've traded a shit ton of contracts on the evaluations, like beyond like a shit ton, like just try to pass it and stuff. But my overall size is a mini maximum, about 12 micros maximum. I'm using Apex. It's Apex. I'm using Apex right now. This one has a trailing drawdown, so it'll actually follow. Plus, these counts are pretty cheap, right? Right now, like they have a discount for 90% off on it, and it costs 16.70 for the evaluation. And when you pass it, it's 85 bucks, I think. That's true. Yeah, Top Step platform is very solid. That's for a fact. Yep, I believe that too. But they're just too expensive for me now. You know, I'm trying to keep my costs low. That's the biggest point for me. I don't want my costs to be too high anymore. It's Apex Trader Funding. Alright, that's an entry. I got into a re-entry here. And that's gonna be my TP. Should get a bounce here. We swept the lows on the New York lunch for VIX and everything, so a bounce here would initiate a sell-off. Yeah, you know, momentum is still there. So I guess I'll just take the longs now. Yeah. Momentum is still in this trade apparently. And all I'm gonna do is follow the momentum. Right? I think 200s might be a target here. If I can get that, that would be great. Maybe I should just call it a day, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm starting to trade a little bit too much here. Too much fear. No, they allow micros. I'm using micros right now. You have to use, it's called code RIPS. So it's like RIPS. If you use this code, it's going to give you a 90% off for the 250K and all the other ones as well. This shit's crazy today. For real. It's actually crazy. What the hell is happening here? Thanks, Ruben. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. I'm gonna probably hop off in a bit too. Forgot to drink my coffee. Hmm. I'll be out, man, before you even come back, probably. The activation fee is apparently $100, $125 US. But I think for the 250K account, it might be 85 because on their website it says $85 for any 250 to 300K account. I think that's what it is. Honestly, Kutan, it might take like probably like a month and a half to pass that fucking account, that evaluation, as long as you're just careful about it. But it's cheap, man. And on top of that, you're given so much space. But before you buy the account, let me tell you about the rules, bro. Just so that you see whether it makes sense for you or not, man. You know about the rules, right? Always gotta read those rules first, man. Alright, let me see what was there. Okay, yeah, there's no confidential stuff. But yeah, do you see the rules? All right, so there's three main things that you need to know about the rules. All right? Three main things. Notepad. All right? 1. Trailing drawdown. It's going to trail. Nothing you can do about that. 8 days, you need 5 days of $50 plus to take a withdrawal, right? But it needs to be above the threshold. It has to be above the trailing threshold. Yeah, your overall like P&L needs to be above the trailing threshold. So you have to be above $6,500 to take a payout. $6,600 to be exact. Your max payout per account is going to be $3,000, right? Max payout per account is $3,000 on the 250K account. Once you achieve your overall threshold, your trailing threshold. But I'm planning to trade this over like 3 months, man. Like I'm not planning to like get it all done in 1 month and be like, fuck it. If I can make a lot of money in the same month, sure, yeah, I'll do that. But I'm not really like eager to, it's gonna take me 3 months. So yeah, trailing drawdown, 5 days of 50 plus to take a withdrawal. Now they have a thing called the 30% consistency rule, okay? So if you make $1,000, right, you're gonna have to divide this by $1,000 divided by 0.3, which is considered as 30%, and that's going to be $3,333. So that's our like minimum balance. This is going to be the minimum balance required to take a payout. So your consistency rule kind of locks you in on how much money you can make per day. Yeah, if you cross the month, they'll charge you instead of 90%, they'll charge you 80% of $167, which will be 33.40, I think. 33.40. So when you divide $1,000 by the 30% consistency rule, it'll be $3,333, which is the minimum balance required to take a payout. Okay, if you do 2,000 divided by that, you'll need $6,667 minimum balance to take a payout. So you don't want to go above $2,000 if you can even get that amount. Other thing, 30% max loss rule on the trade. Oh yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Fuck. Sorry. This will be my last trade of the day if it doesn't work out here. Just saying. Um, okay. Yeah, this is not a bad area. It's like an okay trade. Like I personally, like I don't take trades like this because it's kind of tight consolidation. So it still gives me a vibe it's gonna keep running. But so we got 30% consistency rule for $1,000 or whatever. 30. Let's say $2,000. We'll do $2,000. So that's gonna be $6,667 minimum balance required to take a payout. 30% max rule loss on the trade. So on the trailing drawdown per trade. All right. 30% max loss rule on the trailing drawdown per trade. So what that means is if you have a $6,500 drawdown, your max loss on this trade is 0.3%. 0.3% divided by 6,500. So you're only allowed to lose. Wait. Sorry, multiply that. You're only allowed to lose $19.50 per trade. Maximum. Otherwise, that would take your eligibility away. But that's a lot, you know what I mean? Like $19.50 is a fucking shit ton to lose on a trade. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be losing that much money on one single trade. So that's only for when you get the funded account, right? Per trade max loss, right? Per trade. Then the other one is 5-to-1 risk to reward minimum. Or no, maximum. So risk to reward 5-to-1. That's your max amount of risk you're allowed to take on a trade. So using your stops does matter quite a bit. It's important to use your stops. Oh, and then Tradeovate also has risk settings. So if you go to the application and then you go to risk settings, you'll be able to set your daily loss limit here for each account. So if you hit your daily loss limit, it'll just lock you out automatically and you won't be able to trade it. There's also daily profit trigger, same idea, same as Apex, or same with Top Step, the platform. And then also when you get your Apex Trader funding account too, you're going to be given the ability to do some add-ons. So you'll actually be able to use TradingView data, order flow, free indicators, group trade, tick streams. So you'll be able to actually get onto TradingView and have like live data on your TradingView with this, which is not bad. You know, I like that. It's getting hot, bro. I'm getting toasted. You're allowed to trade on news. You're allowed to dollar cost average. You're allowed to. But it has to be according to your strategy. That's how it works. Yeah. And that's practically it. Yeah. DCA is allowed according to your strategy. You can also DCA on a losing trade, but not beyond your R to R. And that's it. You can take a screenshot if you want so that you get an idea. But yeah, that's basically all the rules that you need to really worry about when you're trading with them. And oh yeah, last one. Every 8 days, you can take the payout. This is right here, just the minimum 5 days of 50 plus. But you have to trade every 8 days. You can take a payout every 8 days. But yeah, that's it, man. That's it with that. All right, all right, all right, all right. Sellers in the market. Let's run it down. Seven, 7, 7. A YouTube? A YouTube what? $12.50. Yeah. Just have a look if it helps take the idea. Yeah, sure, man. Feel free to share it. I look at everything, dude. Okay, I think I'm done trading this. I've fucking traded enough, honestly. I am down. I was up 1,000 originally, but you know, being up 800 bucks today was also pretty good. I've been growing it very slowly too, so it's like I'll show you like my page here. Eval charts. I just bought 5 more, but I've been trading for 6 days. Started at 1,900, 500, 800, 35, 400, and then 500, and now today is 800. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't want to trade too much, but it's there, man. Now 5 eval x2. All right. These ones I'm going to be trading differently versus my current 5. 598. Yeah. Do they have a paper account? No, they don't. Unfortunately. These ones I'm going to YOLO. Let's try it. try the YOLO here, boys. What is that? 100? Yeah, it's like pretty solid YOLO. Take a short on that. $20 micros. Now is the trade forming? I don't know. Maybe drink my coffee. Let the trade plan out. There it is. Not bad. Let's try to trade this one aggressively. I'm going to be using 2 minis on these 5 accounts, and then let's see what happens versus these accounts versus the ones where I trade with minis in every trade. You know what? 1 to 2 minis is like actually my favorite. I won't lie to you. I love 1 to 2 minis when I'm passing my combines. For my other account, I've been using like 5 micros, so it's like. But I did have a point last night where I was almost using 200 micros. That was last night, bro. Last night I was using 200 micros, dude. This is where I was using 200 micros. I'll show you, man. Right here. I'm not done with them. I just think I've evolved enough to actually trade Apex and pass their larger accounts. You know? Back then I wouldn't have been able to do that. I think I was very I was in the wrong mindset. I never traded with a plan. I never traded with correct size. I traded like bullshit trends 24/7. I never followed the trend. You know what I mean? But this year it's kind of more controlled. Way more controlled than I was last year and the year before that. So I'm getting somewhere, man. I'm getting somewhere. I can feel, I can kind of sense that, and I'm sure that in like in my own abilities and everything, that like my trading ideas are good. You know, like they are solid, man. Right? I have very solid. Like today, you know how big my trade was, dude. Like I don't know if I showed you, but 40 minutes and me holding 80 points is not a regular thing. I never do that, right? I didn't do that last year, man. I never held a trade for 80 points. I never held a trade into a losing trade for 50 points. I've never done stuff like that. So I know and I'm sensing that my trading style is starting to form like better habits. I'm starting to form better habits for my trades. These ones right here, maybe it's not that great, but it's not also a terrible trade because these scalps are within the direction of my trend usually, right? I'm having proper stop losses at the highs here, letting it stop out, not, getting scared and trailing my stop loss down, stuff like that, man. It really makes a difference. And I didn't do that back then. So I'm, definitely content with that. The trade triggered towards the downside. Yeah, this is kind of looking like a downside trade for sure. You're right about that. I can see VIX too. VIX is starting to form a bottom of buying. So VIX is buying right now. Yeah, Top Step is good for that, man. The practice accounts like saves a lot of trouble. It saves a ton of trouble, you know? And honestly, right here, Kutan, like, I think I'd be a short seller after yesterday, man. I don't think I would ever be a buyer here, you know? I think I have my buddy, right? His name is Snooze, whatever. Snooze. And he was telling me earlier that 200s was a key level for short sellers. And it kind of seems to me that after 200s hits, it just hit 200s and it started turning. So I think we might get a big dump, and I would love that right here. Look at that pattern formation. Look at the way it's moving. Look at this prior low. It's there, man. There's a setup forming right here, and I can see it. I can feel it too. There's definitely a bottoming process here. This is gonna sweep most likely because this one's sweeping. Yeah. Stoic trader. What the fuck is that? Stoic trader. Yeah, let's see it. Stoic. Stoic. Stoic trader. 47.3%. 47K followers. Me? He has only a few videos, but I think it's a good concept. I'm looking at his videos right now. Um, I'm a I'm a keyboard master, man. Look, WPM test. Let's do it. I've been on my like Kutan. I've been on the computer my entire life though. You know it's different, right? I've been on it like my whole life, dude. 27 years of my life. I'm gonna be 28 this March 29th, man, in 2 days. So I'm getting old there. I'm not old, but yeah. Like, let's do this, all right? In 1912. Oh shit. Hey, hey, what the hell? Hey, what the hell? I never use those words, that's why. I can do what's it called? I can do a 100 WPM if I'm like practicing. I think it was like monkey type. Monkey type. All right. Like without the periods and stuff, because honestly, like periods is such a like screw the periods. Come on, who the hell uses periods in sentences? Not me. No, not online, right? Like I can go pretty fast. I'm like a. Yeah, I'm. It's not that. I appreciate that, honestly, Kuten. Thank you, thank you. A lot of people can do that. It's just like building. Like when you're younger, like you just have that habit of doing things, and I literally grew up with the computer, so it's not a lot of people had that back in like the 1900s, right? Or before the early 2000s. No, that is interesting to say. That's actually interesting. No, you have a point though, but I mean, like most people don't really sit in front of a computer for long, right? Plus, I play a lot of games. I think that might be the reason why a lot of people play games. I think it's primarily because people play games. Actually, yeah, people that play games have faster WPM. Um, yeah. Muscle memory coordination. Yeah, I have really good muscle memory. That's what it is. And like I sat in front of a computer doing this for like an hour. Like I sit on my computer all the time, right? Like 8 hours a day. You don't do that. That's the difference, right? I literally sit in front of my computer 8 hours a day. Sometimes even like 12 hours a day. If I'm having like a better day, I'm going to the gym and shit. 150K top step account would be good, honestly. Yo, like go for it, man. The 150K account is a must. I've done it before. It is expensive though. That's what I hate about it. It is expensive, man. 300 US dollars is a lot of money. It's a ton. You're better off. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, even the 100K. Don't go for the 100K. I think it's useless. The 100K is useless. The 150K will give you more space for sure, but just know that make sure to record it. Write down how much you've spent on prop firms. Yeah, definitely write down how much you've spent for prop firms. Write it down so that you're aware of how much you spent on the prop firms so that you don't overspend because that's where it'll catch you. You'll catch wind. All right, let's try it. Give me a pop here, boys. Looks like this order block is kind of being respected here, so I'm gonna try to like buy this one because this OB here is respected. I could see it. Double bottom here. Might buy this dip too. There you go. 200 orders here. 4 minis off of this. I'm going to try to get some 67s here. And take some out here and here. And probably here. Want to see it? Push right here into 67, 69. Give me a push, boys. This one is a good trade. This one's technically a good trade. Nah, but I'm following the 105 on this, and you can see that we swept under, and for some reason we held it. So this is a nice scalp in play. There you go. Put a stop here. It's a nice scalp. Alright, I'll cut it for a break even there. Could be. I'm not comfortable with that trade. Yeah. This is just me, right? I am looking at the momentum of the trend. I could see that, like, you look at this UE shape, that's that's a lot of resistance in my opinion. A lot of support, I meant to say, like a lot of resistance on the selling side. Right? That's a lot of resistance on the selling side here. Like we might be staircasing higher and lower. We got this nice green bar with like a double green bar with an engulfing, and then the next one right after that with a green close. It's possible that this could hold. Honestly, like I'm kind of expecting it to hold. This is right here is a OB, so 1 minute order block. Yeah, there's a couple references to this trade, honestly, that I like about it. Now, the downside is on the 5 minute, we have a fair value gap here. Fair value gap retest. You could be right, honestly. I think you might be right. This might be a low quality trade. And that could have been an entry, a re-entry on the short sellers. If this sells off here, I think we could come to terms of this specific level and potentially retracing this right here at 20,100s. I would prefer to be a buyer here, like you're saying right now. Like this doesn't seem practical to me, but this is the breakout. You know, like that does seem like a good area of support for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at VIX too. VIX looks like it's bouncing. So if VIX bounces here, then the market will sell off. Yeah, maybe it's down here. I prefer to be a buyer down here. Unless the price climbs above the 21 EMA and does the pullback, I'm not going to go long. That's a fair point. So we have the 105 moving average. I took that long just to see if the momentum will play out. Just because of this curl, right? But it didn't. I played off of it because of this double bottom here. But it didn't work out, obviously, so... Now at this point, I'm kind of looking at it. It looks like a left shoulder, right shoulder, and now it's selling off, right? This could be a follow through. Holy shit. We broke through the trend line. Yeah, this was a bad trade. Like a good trade that could have worked, but only in bullish market conditions. And perhaps maybe if there wasn't a left shoulder and a right shoulder forming. Yeah, my entry should be above this actually. This is not where my entry should have been. It should be above this price. So if it was above like 172s, then I would take my position here. But this one looks bad now. Now, looking back to my left here, we got news candle here. And we got an area of support. This one is, for me, is 13. 13. Yeah. It's almost the same though, honestly. Yeah, it's almost the same. I'm already out. I got out for a scalp. I took a scalp there. I wasn't aiming for anything crazy, so. Steep tea? No, I still have coffee. What the fuck? Maybe. I'll have some later. Over trading? What's your time? Yo, try this, man. Time. Time. Trades will take time. Right? You're not the only one, Kuten. A lot of people suffer with that problem, right? Over trading. Over trading is like literally my worst enemy as well. A lot of people suffer with that. Okay, so I like that little push there. Let's see if I can get a bounce here. A 1 mini bounce here for the 105 moving average retest. And then out. With the top step risk manage, I can manage to some extent. I think I'm going to start shorting it, to be honest with you, at this point. It's going to flush all the way to VWAP, probably. Just constantly going, so... Unless this is a fucking trap. But, you can manage it to some extent. No, I believe you, man. You know, it's, for me, it's just time. For me, it's just time. I look at like the thesis of time, because it's like without me trading with waiting for my trends to play out, it's like I miss out on the opportunities very more often than I don't, right? So I need to, like, every time like I jump into a trade, it's like I jump out too quickly, and it's because I'm not like letting the trade play out. You know what I mean? I'm not letting the trade go into like the areas of opportunity, which is the support. It could be the VWAP, it could be the 105 moving average, whatever it is. It's like I'm jumping in too early or stuff like that, you know? Sometimes I don't follow the trend early enough, stuff like that. It really does actually, um, it really does mess with you sometimes, you know? But I think this will hit VWAP. Because, like, look at the momentum of this trade. It's just falling. It's left shoulder, right shoulder. And, I think they would sweep it probably to touch VWAP and then come back up. VWAP's a very strong level, right? And if we bounce off of nothing here, it's going to come back towards VWAP, whether I like it or not, right? We're already there. So this right here is a nice pump, but I'll probably look to re-enter. Like, how long are your hold times, Kutan? If you have long hold times, you won't have any problems, right? If your hold times are very small, then... And they were looking at the trading cards of traders. I had Coach Hoop, when I was in the VIP program, Coach Hoop. And he was telling me that, like, a lot of my processes were right. A lot of my trades were actually good. My problem was not trusting my thesis enough for it to play out, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's so true. But you know what's another big one? Instead of like 1 to 2 risk to reward, you should also look at the fundamentals of the moving averages and stuff like that. People say that when people say that like moving averages don't matter, this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, they're a load of shit, man. I'll tell you right now, moving averages are literally your best friend, and also VWAP's your best friend. All of these averages are your best friends. They literally tell you where the market's going. You know what I mean? Like this is like without a doubt going to VWAP, and it's gonna fucking tap it. Like I know for a fact, right? And a lot of people misrepresent that. So it's just funny, right? There's a lot of different people. There's a lot of different things that you can look at trading. Risk to reward's not the only thing. It's literally following what the tools are given. You're given a tool, and a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I don't want to follow the 13 moving average. I don't want to follow the VWAP because, I'm just following the trend, the price action." And I'm like, dude, the the indicators are literally priced in. At the end of the day, if you look to your left, you look to your right, wherever the fuck you look, it's touching, bro. It's coming back to it. This thing it's literally coming back to it. You know what I mean? Like more often the price is coming back to VWAP more than you could say, right? And people don't believe that. So I find that so funny, right? Like this is for sure coming. It's coming to tap it. It's right there. 10% away. With long wait times, there sometimes will work, but at times it'll hit hard on you. Yeah, that's true, Kutan, which is why sizing matters, man. Size matters, right? People that talk about how size, that like use one mini, two minis, three minis, and stuff like that, are full of shit. I'd say I was like that. You know what I mean? I was in the same place where I was using one mini, two mini, three minis, and I came to the conclusion that I was full of shit. Right? I was full of shit. So I humbled myself, man. Right? Like if I didn't, I wouldn't be as good of a trader. Right? All right, we're at VWAP now. Question is, what do they do? I think we'll bounce. This is the entry area, right? This is the good risk to reward. I want to see 90s here. All right. 90s maybe. VWAP bounce or VWAP scalp. This is the risk. See, if people jumped in early here for longs, they would have got crushed, right? Because this is the risk. You're literally risking for VWAP, right? And we're already like 10% closer, so why do you fight the trend? You know what I mean? When it's literally right there. It could bounce, right? And then just come back into VWAP, but I've seen it so many times. It's like pretty brain dead at this point, right? That's the pleasure of having to work with trading too, right? This is another thing, Kutan. I think you're at the point you know what the market is doing and you're able to understand it well. Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's kind of like it's gonna bounce here. We already broke above it. We could bounce here. We could come to retest 105, then come back down to break it. But if it breaks it now, then they're gonna create a couple imbalances here. The market it might come all the way down to yeah. I'm looking at the VIX right now. It's just selling off at this point. Look at VIX. I love VIX, man. When they fill this area, that's when the market's gonna turn again. Like for example, this one right here, Q10. I jumped in with two micros with the anticipation that it was gonna break out based on my thesis. The 8:30 news came out. I was immediately wrong in my thesis. But you know where I put my stop loss? My stop was up here. Take that in. When you have a strong thesis or you've built any type of thesis for yourself, your expectation is the price will not come back, right? If it does come back to that level and it stops you out, that's one trade. That is, and you know that's the process that I used to fall under the impression that like I have to um I have to have a tight stop loss to reduce my risk, so that in case my trade goes wrong, I still have money to trade with. It's the opposite. Market makers and risk to reward is always going to be skewed. It doesn't matter where your entry is because you're not going to have the perfect entry. I could have jumped in shorts here. It could have swung me out right here. You see how like if I had my stop loss just right here or even like somewhere like just around this trend or something, I would have got stopped out regardless, right? So in a game of micros, you always want to start with like small amount of micros, like 1 to 2, and then when you're at your entry area of where you think that it would be a good entry, you just add to it. And then from there, you just let it alone and then basically put your stop in an area where it's like what was their biggest turning point, right? It was obviously here, right? And same idea, now their biggest turning points here. What's the next turning point? Like there's so many ideas with trading shit like this, and I'm just like my brain is scrambled sometimes, but like there's opportunity everywhere, bro. I waited for 40 minutes on this trade, and I saw that like most of my trades that do really well are the ones that I hold the longest, even if I'm on a drawdown, right? If I have a stop loss at the highs here and my drawdown is going to be $1,200, I better expect that because you know at the end of the day, this is a game of money, and these market makers are trading with one one contract, which is equivalent to like $5,500, right? 5.5K, man. For one micro, it's 5.5K, right? For one mini, it's $25,000. Just think about it like that, right? Each time these market makers take a trade, they're willing to risk at least 2% of $25,000. You know what I mean? And 2% of 25K is 500 bucks. $500. Sometimes they'll risk 4%, $1,000. Right? Take in that they have so much leverage. If they have a 25K account, they have a 2% to 4% risk, which is about $500 to $1,000, right? So when we have these accounts here, these Apex accounts or these Top Step accounts, bro, and we're only given $2,000, what do you think our drawdown is equivalent to in terms of risk, right? Our risk is only 50 bucks. Less than $50. Our risk is $40 to $80 per trade. That is something I became more aware of when it's like I'm trying to think as like a business owner and like an institution trader and someone that wants to do well in the markets. I better think about risk in terms of that as well, right? If I don't have that much drawdown, I shouldn't be risking that much. Does that make sense? But I'm changing my mindset, man. Gradually. Yep, yep, yep. I talk myself to boredom, bro. To boredom. is where the breakout happened. All good, Katan. This is where the breakout happened, so I'm gonna go along here. I'm gonna try 20 more micros here and hold it a little bit longer. My risk is gonna be the low of this candle here. $600, I think. 1,000. That's okay. This is where the gap is, right? This biggest gap in the world here. I want to see a 50% retrace of some sort here. Maybe back above VWAP sort of in the next 11 minutes. All good, man. My yap, bro. I thought I yapped you to death, bro. Like I thought you left because I yapped too much. I was like, okay, sick. Left pretty quick. Sheesh. Yeah, I did. It's a journey because, like, you know what it is, man? I don't think it's the problem like people have with trading. You ever heard of like Dunning-Kruger? I don't know if I talked to you about it, but people that believe they know what they're talking about, but in reality it's just a delusion because they didn't put in the work, right? Yeah, it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect basically, and um what it is that the people that literally look at the charts all the time but actually don't make the effort to study what is happening on the chart, right? And actually put out like 3 to 4 hours going through it, sifting through charts, looking at the price action, looking at the volume, all the statistics behind it, do the back testing. That is someone that has studied the markets enough to actually say what they know and take a trade based on what they know, right? Versus someone that doesn't do any of that, right? So there's the Dunning-Kruger effect. Like a lot of people follow that, right? And that's why, a lot of traders are failing because they don't put in the work. It's just you need to put in the work. Is either one, you're just being too lazy, two, you're not actually trying to manage your risk. Number three, you don't know where the market is going because you're just not studying the methodologies enough or making the effort to study the statistics behind it, right? It's not just psychology, in my opinion, right? Psychology is just part of it. If you master something so well, you know, based on prior price action, prior history, volume profiling, all that, and you know how they play out the markets to be the way that they do, then there's nothing wrong with taking a trade and following that, right? The psychology is based on what your studies, right? Can I tell me what I would be happy with me as a trader? Have one 150K top step account be profitable on a weekly basis? Yeah, people do that, man. Yo, people do that. I read it faster than you could delete it. That's funny. You deleted that. Why'd you delete it? Do that, man. Seriously, do that. Well, you there was even a bigger typo after you repasted it. You repasted it, and there's a bigger typo. You put your whole name in there. That's funny. Yeah. That's funny. Uh, you don't like to take too many trades? Yo, Kutan, all you need is $200 a day. If you can make more with 4 micros, that's another thing, right? I think I think it would help you. Like how many what was your size like when you had your 50K account, bro? What was your size like? Because I'll tell you right now, like I'm gonna be straightforward with any kind of type of trader. If you're trading with the right amount of size, your longevity of the account is gonna be bigger. You're gonna last much longer. There's a lot of people out there that trade with like 15, 20, yo, like one NQ. And yeah, and even think about it, man. Think about taking less size. Seriously. Like prove to yourself that you can do it with 1 to 2 micros to 3 micros, and then watch the difference of how you feel when you trade. And maybe you'll hold on to your trades much longer. That's what happened to me, right? I was trading with one mini not too long ago, like a month and a half ago. And I just kept on going through this repeat model of blowing up my accounts. Then I reviewed a few of the best traders out there to see what they do differently. All the good traders out there that have an account size that's much bigger than 10K and have actually grown it over to 100K are people that use smaller size, right? Then you look at the prop firm traders that blow up their accounts all the time. They blow up their account probably like 50 to $100,000 of blowups, right? Before they take one big payout. But it's not because they're consistent, right? It's because they just kept blowing up their accounts, and then eventually it worked out for them. So that's the thing that's shocking about trading, right? It's just a lot of people in the prop firm industry will lie about that. Yeah, size is a big thing, man. And there's nothing wrong with using 5 micros, jumping into a trade, and then if you feel like your trade isn't going the way that you intended to do, at least your size was less, and on top of that, it doesn't stop you from adding to your trade. That's the misconception, right? It does not stop you from adding to your trade. If you're in a winning trade, some people like to add more to it because they think the trend is working in their favor, so they'll add more to it. But when you feel like your trade is not going the way that you want to, at least you reduce your risk by half, right? So that's how I manage myself when I trade, right? But think about it, Kutan. Try it out. I always thought that one mini would make me feel like I'm a better trader because I could make $500 to $600 in 5 seconds or some shit, something stupid like that, right? But all it takes is 5 seconds for you to blow up your account. Like, look at this one. I got humbled really quickly, right? This trade right here, look, I did really well in this trade. I made $600 in total from this entire trade, right? Then it came to a point where it got to a level where I thought would be a great opportunity for me to take a short. I took 6 micros, right? 6 micros. I held my trade. I let it go. In this 1 second, it went from 24s to 78s. That's 55 points in 1 second, right? If I had one mini here, and I actually doubled my size. These were only 3 micros here. I had 3 micros here. This was 12 micros at a good level. But when I increased my size, I had 6 here only. But yet I took a $700 loss in 1 second, bro. Take that in. 1 second. If I had a mini, I'd blown up my account there. Easily down $1,111 in one trade. Instantly will put me in tilt. I'll go on tilt just because of that. I know for a fact I'll go on tilt. I'll be so mad because it's like, man, I just like made $500 for 2 days just to fucking get rinsed in one trade. Right? Have I ever had one? 150K? Yeah, I have. I have. And that account lasted for a long time. 2 weeks, man. Lasted a long time. That account, and I used micros. I used micros as well. That account lasted me for a long time, dude. Like at least 20 days, right? I lasted for 20 days with that XFA. It was good, man. And then I took one bad loss in a single day. Yeah. It was after I got funded. Like I had a funded account with them. I think it was 2 weeks. I don't remember, but I did really well on it. I actually did really well on it. I was like up $2,400 or something like that. I had a lot of drawdown. I was working with it gradually, but I never used. I was only using 5 to 8 micros, and I got it to that point. And then, guess what? What did I do? Right, 30 micros instantly blew up. One trade, one trade blew it up. One trade in probably like 3 minutes. Take that in, right? It's just the bullshit, right? Like, don't fall for it, man. One mini is a lot. People do it all the time. Patrick does it. All those influencers use one mini, but it's because they have, with a grain of salt, they also have 200 to almost $500,000 in prop firm expenses, right? They have that much money in prop firm expenses. Like Nutty Bar Trading, for example, not very transparent sometimes, but he's doing really well. Like he's actually doing really good. And I think he is much more consistent because he only uses micros. But even for someone that uses 4 micros, his name is Nutty Bar Trading. Nutty Bar Trading. He uses like 4 micros, and his method's the same idea. He trades really well. He's a scalper, and he scalps like 3 to 4 trades a day or something like that, and he's decent. But it's like what's it called? I would watch this guy, right? And then I would see, for example, he would have a like Tradeify. He would be with the company called Tradeify, and then he would have like 16 blown up accounts with Tradeify, and it's like, oh, he just got those, right? Like you just got those, and you're already blown up 16 accounts with Tradeify, and you haven't even gotten a payout yet. So you already put yourself in a drawdown of like $500 per account. So he spent already four. What's 5 times 16? He's already spent $8,000 on fucking prop firms, bro, and he hasn't gotten a payout yet with them. You know, just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I like the buyers here. I kind of like the buyers here. Maybe not. Short-lived. Short-lived. Super short-lived. Holy shit. That weird rejection there off VWAP. 1 or 2 quality trades a day with 1 to 2 R&R. It's my goal. Yeah, it's good, man. 1 to 2 R&R. Yeah, this right here is 1 to 2 right here. Try it like this. I had a really solid thesis today too, so I'll show you. Three levels of gaps. So we had a gap right here. 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 I held this short trade from this price. I risked about 75 points on the trade. I think right here. No, I risked 50 points, I think. So let me just double check where I put my entry here. Yeah. I was risking about 50 points for my strategy, and then my target was 1950s. Right? That right there is not really one to do. Like, risk is about 50 points. My reward was about 137 points. But for example, myself, I only capitalized on 80 points. Now, the reason why people say 1 to 2 R, right? Here's the secret sauce behind that too, man. They only say 1 to 2 risk to reward to help them keep in check risk, like, mentally, right? It's a mental check thing too. The more trades I take, the more losses I accumulate. Very rarely I get rewarded for more trades. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, same here, man. Very rarely do I get awarded for more trades. That's a fact. Even for me. You're not the only one. Oh, wow. Whoa, 40 points in 1 minute, bro. Holy shit. Two mini, $1,600. At the end, I look back and ask, why did I take so many trades? Part of it is just it's called you could be just tired. That's one thing I definitely overlook. When I'm tired, I trade bad. But it's uncertainty. Uncertainty. That's what it is. You're not certain. That's all there was to it. Tired, stressed, and nothing else to do. Yeah, just boredom. It's actually just boredom, right? I take a lot of trades too when I'm bored, man. I genuinely do. I take a lot of trades when I'm bored. Do I have to? No. Boredom hurts. That's why I use the practice account. Yeah. Practice account's nice, man. It's actually so nice. Five to six times a day. Damn, Kutan. That's a lot, bro. Oh, shit. Alright, wait. Me? Um, you manage them well until you blow it up, right? I've come to this psychological point, like part of my life, where I feel like even if I blow up these accounts, I shouldn't let that like make me feel like shit, you know? I had a Take Profit Pro account yesterday, man, and my Take Profit Pro account was above the threshold, and you get like daily payouts above the threshold. So I was above 1,500, and I was at $72 on the day. And guess what happened? I blew it up in 1 second. One trade, 1 second. Then I realized that, yeah, 1 second, bro. Right here. I spent 8 hours on that day trading it all the way to 1572, and I was eligible for daily payouts, and I just wanted to make a little bit more money, right? I took a short right here, boom, instantly blown up 1 second. Just 1 second. Hurts, yeah, it does hurt, right? But it's bound to happen if I oversize, right? I oversized. So it's just sometimes that type of greed just gets to you and you can't stop it. On the bright side though, I didn't pay anything for that account. So it was a free account. I didn't pay anything. But it still annoyed me. Still frustrated the shit out of me. But yeah, you get used to this, man. You get used to having a bunch of accounts and these are cheap, right? Like I bought 10 for 1670. So $167, $160.70. $200 for 10 accounts. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cheap, right? Also, I have a plan. That's another thing. I have a plan now. I'm just not gonna trade like crazy anymore, you know? I'm tired of it. When you realize Kutan, this is how you have to realize it, man. Think of it like this. What are you tired of the most? Right? It's pretty good. Yeah, 10 accounts for 160. Yeah, it's a steal. Yeah, if I pass it then yeah. But think about it like this for me. Now that I have 10 accounts, if I were to trade one micro per account, all of them though, like at the same time, I would have 10 micros I would have 10 micros across 10 accounts. That's one mini across 10 accounts. One mini. Do you think I'll be able to get a payout with that? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. If I stick with that one mini, bro, or one micro, and I keep sticking with that, do you think I'll get a payout? Yeah, I will. Why? is because I have so much risk. So much risk, bro. Yeah. And you know, that's the thing, Kutan. It's accepting the losses. It's not like try to fathom this, right? If you're down $500 on a trade and just one trade, it's hard to accept the loss, right? Because it's like you're still hoping that the trade is going to go in the way that you want it to go, right? So you're just down $500 in one trade. But it's only 25 points. You know what I mean? It's only 25 points. It's not that much. Now, the problem is that you're tacking on $500 worth of risk, right? You're tacking on $500 worth of risk, and you're trying to make how much? You're trying to make more than $500, obviously. But it's like your brain can't even manage that. And you know why? It's because you're scared that it's gonna go back. So if you're going from $500 loss and you're still holding onto that trade, it goes in the green by $200. You're immediately thinking to yourself, "Man, I should take the profit now because what if it goes back into my loss?" Right? That is the mentality of trading that is uncontrollable. We're always going to think that. So, it's how much you're willing to accept in terms of loss, right? If you're not willing to lose $500, then your risk to reward goes out the window with it because you're not willing to risk $500 to make $1,000. So you'll get out of your profit early and you'll always jump in more so that you can make more profit. But it's because you were unable to accept your loss. That's what it is. Then it's kind of funny how the psychology works too, the other way around. If you're in the green, it's like you're super greedy and you want to hold on to it as long as you can, and that's good. And then immediately, like when you're in the green, it's like you completely forget about your risk. That's the crazy part, right? It's like you stop thinking about risk. That's not normal, right? You're tired of overtrading and not accepting losses. Which is why if you have a funded account again, Kutan, I'm not saying that you might blow up your account or anything, but it could happen. Just understand that it's not that much either. Luckily, you had that account for a long time and you did pretty good, man. So you can pat yourself on the back for how long you lasted because most traders would blow up their account in one day. Most traders will blow it up in less than a week, right? If you still have it, you did good. So that's good, man. You did better than me when I first started. But now it's like just small adjustments, man. Just small adjustments. Try it out. 2 micros. What, like your risk is going to be like if I jumped into this trade here, my risk is 54 to 34. That's 20 point that's 20 points, man. $400 of risk. And that came in pretty close, right? Like take that in, right? Like I had 40 points of like this was a pretty good trade solid too from 55s to like 80s. That's like 25 points. But it's like the risk was pretty big too, you know? I'd rather risk here if I jumped in with 2 micros $100 rather than risking 400 $500, you know? And then my reward 51 to 150 points is $400. So like that's pretty solid. 1 to 3. But yeah, we're in that level now, guys. This is coming all the way to the moon. Moonshot it. Yeah, I could take a look. Let me take a look. Which email did you send it to? No, I can't. I probably have a filter. Let me just turn that off. Oh, okay. But I mean, like, it's still interesting that I don't have it in the chat, you know? It's kind of weird that you can't send a link through my chat. That's just the weird part. Yeah, I did get it though. Let me just double check one time. Sorry. Yup. It's not showing. Sometimes Top Step has a bit of a glitch. Yeah, Top Step has a bit of a glitch right now. Or let me just. I gotta like delete my browser a little bit here. Yeah, let me clear my cache first. Sometimes I have to clear all my fucking data for it to work. Internet Explorer. When I switched my account, it got locked or something. Oh yeah. No, it does that sometimes. That happened to me too. I don't know why, like, that's like such a weird occurrence. That's alright. It'll work eventually. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, but it's just like it's showing me like a black screen. It's just a weird glitch, man. It does this, I'll show you. It like it literally doesn't work. It's just a weird glitch. That happens sometimes. That's why. That's okay. Damn, that was a good entry. Shit. That was actually a good entry. Holy moly. But I fumbled the bag. Fumbled it. Wait. See, that's what I don't like about smaller drawdowns sometimes now too. I can see that you're can see that you got I think your reward could definitely be bigger. Just a tiny bit bigger, like in the 400s at least. And as long as you have like the proper risk settings, because otherwise you'd be doing good, man. You got to keep your risk settings locked at the same amount. I think 280s. I think two. Like how big is your drawdown usually when you tack on a loss, right? Or like how far of a drawdown do you go through before you like get a positive trade? That's a big factor here. Right? I have 500 loss and 1,000 TP. That's pretty good. That's a solid one, yeah. What happened was when I was getting 4 days of profit and when I lost the fifth day, I was not ready to accept it. And so I kept on taking trades and so accumulated a big loss. You know, Kutan, you're doing pretty good, man. Like looking at it, just a couple mistakes, man. You're actually doing really fucking good. From how I see it, from my point of view. So don't even beat yourself over it because you just had a few bad days. That's it, right? It doesn't define you though. But take it. I bet you like 1,000% that if you had a bigger account with more drawdown, you'd come back very easily here. I mean, that one you might be at a loss. I'll be real with you. You might be at a loss there, but if you had a slightly bigger drawdown, I think you would have been feeling much better with your trades. Yeah, you can try. Yeah, keep going at it. 334 is pretty solid. Um, I think two micros, and try this. Try this. Do like 100 or 150 bucks a day or something like that with two micros. If you can do that, you're good, man. Yeah, two micros is 75 points on NASDAQ stop loss, right? That's a lot. Two micros, right? 75 points is $150 per micro, so $300. 75-point stops. Even one micro or two micros. But yeah, two micros, if you got like 30 points, it'd be $120 to trade, right? Quite a bit. It's quite a lot of room. Will give me 3 days. Yeah. Damn, dude, I just got another good entry there, but I could have held it. What a potato, man. Today's good though. I like it today. Today is very clean. I really like today. Hey man, that's what I'm here for. There's a lot of pain with it, and yo, trading is lonely. Trading is lonely, man. Only reason why it's lonely is because even if you're frustrated, it's like you can't just go to your fiance and just be like, "Hey, babe, I fucking blew up my account. Like, I lost $600." All they would think in the back of their mind looking at you is probably like they don't say anything and they're like, I'm so disappointed in you. In their mind, they're looking at you with their eyes. And then you're just like, fuck. You're like, fuck off. Yeah. So I get it, bro. I get it, man. This is not something that you could just talk to your wife about, your fiance. Yeah, dude. It's like you walk up to them, you could tell them everything you want to say about trading. They would look at you and just be like cloud cloud minded. Like they would just look at you and just be like, hmm. And then that's it. They don't say anything because it's like, what else are they supposed to say? Make us feel better? Nah, man, they can't do that because they don't know what trading is like. They don't know the feeling of having to lose um, as much as you do, right? And I think that's the problem with trading. It's just a very lonely career, man. Unless you have friends and family that can like that have done this and actually know what they're trying to achieve, they won't ever get it. That's a sad part. But yeah, Kutan, just keep going, bro. And if you ever have a time where you're just completely broken down, bro, like you're more than welcome to reach out to me and stuff. Seriously, because I get it, man. I get it. I probably end up being a better a better partner than your own, like, I don't know, partner. Scarface? Scarface trades. Scarface trades. This guy, yeah? I think I've seen this guy before. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. I saw him on Instagram. Yeah, where he bought his family a $400,000 Ferrari. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. I like his videos too. He's kind of like Umar Ashraf, right? Oh, the cheat code. Yeah. You know what I realized that all these guys have in common? Their social media content is what helped them grow as well, right? Because it gave them discipline and gave them consistent basis for trading. I feel like people that post on YouTube are either one of two things, right? They do it for the content, or number two is they use it as content to make money. They use their content to make money. But I feel like there's a misconception to YouTube content as well. It takes a lot of work, right? And if you're keeping your mind busy and you're willing to learn from your mistakes, which obviously his video qualities look really good, then that's the thing, right? It's about learning. Learning is the biggest problem in trading. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you won't get past that. You won't get past that mental barrier, right? Selling courses, yeah. I mean, honestly, the guy probably hits a few trades here and there, and doesn't even trade that much probably to begin with. I would do the same too, Kutan, you know? Yo, like, take this in. Would you prefer to sell courses to people to show that you're a profitable trader? Or would you rather try to trade on the markets and potentially lose money because you were over trading? Right? I bet you this is how it works too. I do that too. 9:30 to 12, bro, is the best time. It really is. It has the most volume and it just makes sense. There's no other time frame to trade. I think 12 to 4 is where institutions kill each other, man. They run it down at each other and blow up everything and yada yada yada, bro. Same shit. Because 12 to 4 is low win rate. I hate 12 to 4, man. Like, this is not bad, though. You know, like, but this is good, you know? This is terrible. Right? Look at the difference. I think in the future, if I ever came down to becoming like a profitable trader and I made a lot of money from trading, I would not be against selling courses, right? Because I'm selling something about myself that is worth value. And the idea is trading is a valuable product to make money and make income for yourself. But at the end of the day, we all do something, right? It's like I'm not just trading, not just I'm not just trading just to make money too, right? Like, or just to showcase it. I meant to say, I'm trading because I want to make money. And if he's using himself as a as a source of income as an entrepreneur, and he's going out of his way to teach people how to make money as well, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. You know, yeah, it's so true, man. So many ways that you can look at it. A lot of people hate against that and stuff. But it's like, you know, that guy made like literally $100,000 in one trade or $200,000 in one trade. You know, I think he clearly gets something. You know, if he did make like $500,000 to $1 million trading, why wouldn't you want to learn from a guy like that? But then here's the thing too, right? Some people are just degenerate gamblers, bro. They make like 500,000, $400,000, and then they're like, I'm gonna start selling courses, and then that's how they catch you. You gotta be careful, man. I can't wait, bro, until these end up turning into perfect evaluations. But I'll definitely be taking less trades once the accounts become funded. Way less trades. This was basically it for me today. This was already up $700, so thanks, man. Like, just tune in. Like, honestly, like, eventually, I don't know. I've been doing this for 4 years, man. 4 years, right? Prop firms for 4 years. Too long, dude. Really. But I don't lose as much money, right? So it's like that's the good thing, right? Like, I had like $80,000 way back in like 2000 and 2018, 2019, and I blew up $80,000 in less than 3 months trading options. Now I have the equivalent amount basically spent on prop firms almost, but that took me 4 years, right? Then it's like my tuition fee is like Harvard level now. I've spent so much time on the charts that, like, all the money that I spent on trading, it's like become part of Harvard tuition. Like, it's just fucking it's just hard it's just part of Harvard tuition at this point. I went to Harvard and back, man, twice. I find that so funny. No, I did take too many scalps here in this trend, to be real with you. And the amount of size I used was about 2 minis per trade, so yeah. Volume is coming back though. I think tomorrow volume is gonna die out, so just be careful with tomorrow. But yeah, I'm done for the day too, Kuten. So thanks for coming by, man, and for catching up. It was nice to catch with you. And thanks for letting me know how you're doing, bro. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, let's figure it out. Later, Q10. Later, everyone else. I'm going. I'm done.